Good night. What? Hold on, them never did put in nothing over there, so. See by the same thing I go on over so. Oh no. Yeah, I messed up, y'all. I messed up. I'm not even gonna wait. I'm waiting on Dr. Alfred Dawes video to pop up so we can go over it. Let me just drop this in the chat real quick. Sorry. Whew. Man, my sinus has been going crazy, bro. My sinus has been going crazy. Sorry. Whew. Lord of mercy. Hey. Okay. That's not cool. Alright, there we go. So let me just pin this comment. Donate to the Cash App. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Alright, I'm back. Alright, so I got those pinned. Guys, remember to sign the Magnitsky Act. Also remember to follow me on my WhatsApp channels. In case you don't get notifications on my WhatsApp channels, what I do is I drop the link to the videos, sometimes before I go live and sometimes after. So I'm dropping the links to all of those before I start. Like I said, I'm waiting on Dr. Alfred Dawes video to start because I want to be going directly at it when it begins. You get me? So thank you guys for hitting the like button. Appreciate that. And in the meantime, let me see, Bolo VNR 2.0. Let me just like the video, guys. Share the video. Let them know Bolo is live. I won't be live for long, so they're on limited time, Alright, boom. This video probably half an hour long, or even an hour, if possible. I am live right now. And I have an exclusive. I got an exclusive interview. Well, not an interview. I have an exclusive discussion with London 45. So, y'all need to come and check that out. Exclusive discussion with London 45. I didn't know so many people love the program, man. It's good to get some feedback from some people, man. I encourage your feedback, guys. Let me know what you think about the platform, you know what I'm saying, and all of that good stuff. Yeah? My sinus is bugging, bro. What? Sinus is unbelievable right now. Alright, so boom, we're good with that. Now I can go to one more thing and then we can begin officially. I have to make sure that I share the thing them for everything, Bolo VNR clips. I am live now. Boom. Alright, everybody over there so knows I'm live. So me do my part. Oh, one more thing. Over here, sir. One more thing. Hey, one more thing. Alright, here we go. I want to the chat. What happened to the chat? I can't see the chat. What the hell? Why I can't see the chat? Alright, something wrong there, so I have to fix that. Seeing the chat is super important. Oh, there we go. Now I can't see the chat. Alright, so let's go to the first video from Mr. Alfred, Dr. Alfred Dawes. Just to recap from episode 1.
Why? When a hospital design... Welcome to the first episode of what promises to be a critical conversation about one of our nation's most vital institutions. I'm Dr. Alfred Dawes, Shadow Minister of Health and Wellness, and a graduate of the University of the West Indies Medical School and a former Chief Resident in the Department of Surgery at the University Hospital. And over the coming days, we'll be taking you through a disturbing journey, one that exposes how the University Hospital of the West Indies, a beacon of Caribbean healthcare excellence, has been brought to its knees by mismanagement, corruption, and a fundamental betrayal of public trust. The recent revelations in the Auditor General's report are not just numbers on a page. They represent lives affected, resources squandered, and a healthcare system pushed to the brink.
My God.
Today, let's start at the beginning with the history of this great institution, its regional importance, and the crisis it now faces. To understand what we stand to lose, we first must understand what the University Hospital of the West Indies truly represents.
Very important.
In 1945, in the aftermath of World War II, the Committee of Higher Education in the colonies made a transformative recommendation to establish a university in the West Indies. Jamaica was chosen as a site, and critically, it was decided that the first faculty should be that of medicine, as there was a desperate shortage of medical professionals throughout the region. In October 1948, the University College of the West Indies, affiliated with the University of London, opened its doors with its first cohort of medical students. On January 18, 1953, Sir Winston Churchill himself toured the hospital. The message was clear. This was an institution of international significance, deserving of international support. The UHWI is not just another hospital. It is the first teaching hospital in the entire Caribbean region and an internationally recognized academic institution. It serves as the premier regional referral center, providing other Caribbean countries with an affordable option for critical services. When medical students from across the English-speaking Caribbean seek world-class training, this is what designed for 500. When medical students from across the English-speaking Caribbean seek world-class training, this is where they come. Today, the hospital operates 579 beds and is classified as a Type A regional referral hospital, the highest classification. Each year, an estimated 10%.
Okay, let's go. It has begun, ladies and gentlemen. It has begun. See? It has begun. Live. Let's go. Watch party, baby. Listen party. Look at you, I say I know Panda one. Mighty God. Episode 2 has begun, guys. Dr. Alfred Dawes exposing the UHWI and the Ministry of Health. And then, of course, Elmira, how you doing? And, of course, also the Minister of Health and also the government led by Andrew Wallace. You know where we go. Live. Let's do where them are going with. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Contact. Let's get it. Episode 2, baby. Woo! Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, Dr. Alfred Dawes. Exhausted, undermined, and pushed out.
Welcome back to UC on Life Support.
Yes.
I'm Dr. Alfred Dawes. In episode 1, we laid out how the University Hospital of the West Indies has been crippled by overcrowding, broken infrastructure, and a procurement system so weak that the Auditor General could not find documents for over $521 million in contracts.
Wow.
In this episode, we turn to the people trying to hold that failing system together. The doctors and nurses, as well as other staff, whose letters and memos show a hospital where morale is collapsing, workloads are unsafe, and leadership decisions are driving good people away. A senior doctor wrote recently to the medical chief of staff, "We are buckling under the weight of the large number of areas to cover." In that same letter, he lists 15 staff members who have exited or are expected to exit the program within 6 to 12 months, many migrating or moving fellowships overseas. He warned that the new recruits were extremely junior candidates and cannot make up for the losses of the seniors, adding bluntly, "As you can see, our position is precarious." The Department of Medicine residents echoed this in a formal December 2025 letter to the CEO. They describe a progressive reduction in staffing levels, noting that vacancies have remained unfilled even when residents, medical officers, and senior house officers leave. Over the last 2 months, the department has been operating with only 6 interns. 2 of them were ill at the time of writing, when a minimum of 12 interns are required for the department to function safely. And while the UHWI claims there is no money and no space for additional interns, Jamaican doctors finishing training in Cuba and China are being told there are no jobs for them at UNO, despite the hospital's own departments documenting dangerous shortages on the ground. The same December letter from the residents detailed how just over a year ago, the department was forced from a 6-day work week to a strictly 5-day work week without any compensatory increase in staffing, even though internal medicine alone accounted for roughly a quarter to a third of the hospital's admissions. The residents describe working 9 to 12-hour shifts while being compensated for 8 hours and being pulled from academic sessions to maintain service coverage. They write that this pattern is unsustainable and undermines the structure and intent of the academic program. And with a call for an urgent reevaluation of how workdays are prioritized, because the physical and mental well-being of doctors is, quote, increasingly compromised, end quote. The consequences are clear in their own words. They are noticing increased sick calls and absenteeism among staff, markedly reduced morale, and rising fatigue among doctors. Prolonged hospital stays for patients because the daily tasks cannot all be completed with that staff complement. And as a result, there are higher bed occupancy levels and system congestion and overcrowding.
Wow.
In a teaching hospital, when academic time is routinely sacrificed to service an overburdened system, training quality deteriorates. That affects every future patient in Jamaica and the wider Caribbean. Human resources, management, and corporate culture are not just about numbers. They are about how people are treated. The consultants have already described a hostile working environment where there is no recourse for grievances, and speak of an atmosphere of intimidation and lack of support by the hospital management. They warn that a single powerful person can engineer somebody's removal simply because of a difference of opinion and nothing related to job competence.
What?
Other documents support that picture. In one hospital-wide letter addressed to all prescribers, management issues a cease and desist order instructing doctors to stop directing prescriptions to be filled outside the university hospital's internal pharmacy. The letter warns that any such practice may be considered a breach of policy and will attract disciplinary action. And it frames it as a threat to the hospital's financial viability. So on paper, it looks like protecting internal revenue might sound reasonable. But when you place this alongside what the doctors are actually saying about the shortages of basic medications, inconsistent supplies of IV fluids, and the recurrent out-of-stock medications on the wards, it reads very differently. The staff are effectively being told, keep the prescriptions inside our system, even when the patients face delays, out-of-stock medications, or higher costs. And if you don't, you could be disciplined. That is not a patient-centered culture. That is a revenue-centered culture that has no place in a teaching hospital. In addition to being short of colleagues to work with, the doctors also have very little supplies and equipment to work with. Periodic shortages of essential medications and inconsistent availability of blood tubes and IV fluids, which directly delay treatment and lengthen hospital stays, are far too common. They complain of critically inadequate supplies of Betadine, which is used to clean areas of the skin. Not having that results in having contaminated blood cultures, resulting in prolonged admissions. There are shortages of contrast and injector syringes in radiology, limiting diagnostic capacity, and several clinic cubicles are non-functional, some without computers. Existing clinic space is no longer adequate to effectively accommodate patient volumes. And importantly, academic time is under threat. Doctors recommend protecting scheduled academic sessions and employing additional phlebotomists to draw blood and support staff if intern numbers cannot be restored. But these proposals remain largely unimplemented. This is what happens when leadership treats the UHWI staff as an expendable resource. Residents and interns are expected to cover more patients with fewer colleagues while also absorbing the fallout from the procurement failures, chronic shortages, and overcrowded wards. Sometimes senior doctors are threatened implicitly or explicitly disciplinary action if they challenge policies they believe harm patients or staff. On top of this, staff point to unjustifiable transfers of senior directors, moves that are widely seen inside the hospital as punishment rather than rational HR planning. When the HR director advised against one such transfer as it breached the rules, he himself was later transferred to a newly created role, thus neutralizing his ability to challenge the CEO's decision. One staff member who was similarly transferred reportedly became stressed, depressed, and broken. He later died of a massive stroke before his case could be heard.
Mighty God.
Letter, resident doctors write, we respect
Old boy, what going?
the UHWI leadership to give this letter due consideration and to implement timely corrective measures. A teaching hospital cannot function effectively without protecting its workforce. That last sentence is the core of this episode. The UHWI cannot train the region's doctors, cannot provide safe care, and cannot recover from a scandal while its workforce is exhausted, undermined, and pushed out. And if replaced at all with junior staff who are themselves set up to fail. The HR crisis at the UHWI is not just a staffing spreadsheet problem. It is a moral problem. It tells us whose lives and voices are valued in the system and whose are not. In the next episode, we move from the human tool to the machinery that creates it. The procurement and financial practices that starve frontline care while money disappears into poorly documented contracts and questionable priorities. I am Dr. Alfred Dawes, and this has been UC on Life Support. Join me for our next episode, Procurement 101, How to Get Away with It.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to end the live. That is a lot to digest, and I am going to have to do a live to digest it. So I'm going to leave from this space and get myself together. Cheryl, hear that a while ago? Wow. Wow. You can imagine? Yo, I can't even talk about it right now because it's just too much. It's an overload. I have to take my time and go through every single report and every single problem. But this one was obviously about what the workforce inside the UHWI and the ministry is experiencing. The real threat. I can't believe it neither. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I'm going to leave from that space still. Tickers, plug out that for me, yeah? Plug out that for me, I left. I've got to go me here, yeah, man. I have to go deal with that something here on a different level. Christopher Tufton, Andrew Wallace. If Christopher Tufton no resign by the end of this week, yeah, man, may I tell you. People to share the information, tag CNN, tag CBS, tag everybody, tag every news source. Listen, no matter what, we little over here, so but with Talawa, the people that are here, I am saying to you, do your part. Tag these videos. Go on Jamaica PMP. Tag these videos on your post. Make it tell. I know a lot of elders are over here. Ask your children to help you. Ask your nephew, your niece to help you. Go on your YouTube. Go to mine or any vlogger at all. We cover this the right way. Go to go to Jamaica PMP. Tag every single news article. If you're in England, tag England news something. Tag everybody. This is a damn disgrace, brother. The whole entire medical. Me can't afford to go to the hospital, you know? The damn worker, them overwork and underpaid, brother. And they're afraid for losing job. So it's like it's literal slavery. You know, one rock and one hard place. But like I said, I'm gonna have to go. Like and share the video, guys. We're gonna talk more soon. Karen, big up yourself, yeah?